And welcome everyone to TD Arena in the port city of Charleston, South Carolina. Tonight, the new CAA tries to take down the old CAA as the VCU Rams in town to battle the College of Charleston Cougars. Everett German and Danny Johnson. Danny, a really good VCU basketball team in town to battle Charleston tonight. Ranked 25th in the country, 8-2 overall, a really athletic team. VCU, this is a team that Charleston's definitely going to have to play their best basketball against if they want to get the win tonight.
Yeah, this is not a new thing for VCU. I mean, they have been a dominant mid-major program for quite a long time. It's going all the way back to Jeff Capel days. So, but this is an opportunity. We talk a lot about it on the broadcast that, hey, if you got an opportunity to be the big-time club, a top 25 team, you got to take advantage of that, and that's what Charleston wants to do tonight.
Earl Grant giving his final instructions to his squad. Charleston tonight, they'll start Grant Riller, Brevin Galloway, Zep Jasper, Jalen McManus, and one change for Charleston tonight as Sam Miller will get the start in the middle. He'll replace Osinachi Smart. That's Coach Grant in his sixth season at the helm, where he's compiled a record of 106 wins and 70 losses. It's VCU, the Rams out of Richmond, the Atlantic 10, as I mentioned, 8-2 on the season, ranked 25th in the latest poll. They'll start Dariante Jenkins, Michael Sims, Marcus Evans, Marcus Santos-Silva, and Isaac Van. For Mike Rhodes, he's in his third season at the helm. Charleston will be moving right to left. The Rams going left to right. It'll be Sam Miller and Santos-Silva in the jump circle. And we're underway from TD Arena. Charleston with the opening possession. They won the tip. Like VCU in their traditional man-to-man. Three-pointer from Brevin Galloway is good, and then he picks up right where he left off on Saturday, a career high, 22 points for Galloway.
Yeah, and that's what we said, you know, key to the game. He has to come out and start fast offensively for this team, so that's a good look by him.
VCU, they'll have it for the first time tonight. Charleston also in a man-to-man. Jenkins with the runner. The right lane is good. Of course, Jenkins. Dariante Jenkins, the senior out of Utahville, South Carolina. Right outside of Orangeburg, about an hour away from Charleston. He had 23 points against Charleston last year. Danny, you know he wants to have a big game today, so take a look at Mike Rhodes, the head coach of the Rams. So Charleston on top, 3-2, 19:09 left to play. And they'll have a first turnover of the game as the double team forced Grant Riller to travel.
Yeah, you know they're going to do that. I mean, he's the most dynamic, one of the most dynamic scorers in the game, so they're going to try to force the ball out of his hands anytime they get a chance to.
Grant Riller became one of the only three players in Charleston basketball history to score 2,000 points in his career as Santos-Silva with the runner across the lane and the finish with the left hand. And VCU now on top 4-3. 18:45 left to play. It's Jasper working against the pressure. Now in the front court. Let's swing it back to Galloway in front of the VCU bench. Telegraph pass nearly stolen. Dump it down, and now this entry pass to McManus is stolen. So Evans has it in the front court. He'll fire a three-pointer. Back iron is no good, but Santos-Silva, who had 6 offensive rebounds last year against Charleston, gets his first of the night, and the up and under move, and the layup is good. Santos-Silva last year, Danny, in the loss to Charleston, 16 points and 12 rebounds.
Yeah, he has a big physical body on him, as you can see. You know, he's going to be a problem. You're going to have to keep the body on him at all times. He's going to be getting after the offensive rebound.
You can see the pressure and the intensity of VCU. They're going to double team Riller every time he touches the basketball.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, it's a strategy we talk about all the time. He's the most dynamic player on the floor. They're going to slow him down with their length and activity.
Mike Rhodes led his team to the NCAAs last year in his third season, 51 and 25 overall. In his time at VCU, we'll have a whistle away from the basketball. And the first foul of the night is going to go against Isaac Van, the 6'6" redshirt senior out of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Yeah, Earl Grant, again, his 6th season, leading Charleston 2 years ago, led them to the tournament as well. As inbounds pass will be resulting in an offensive foul against Brevin Galloway.
You know, Charleston has to be careful. You know that the defense of VCU forces you, want to speed you up and get you into making mistakes. So Charleston has to be careful not to be baited by that.
Charleston with a little full court pressure themselves. Santos-Silva has in the front court. On the block, left hand layup is good. And Marcos Santos-Silva, 6'7" junior out of Taunton, Massachusetts. Puts the Rams up by 5. 8-3 is the score. Here comes the double team. The pressure that we knew would come from VCU. Miller has in the front court, bounce pass over to Miller, and his reverse layup is good. Charleston a nice time possession, beating the press. Gives Charleston their 5th point of the night, and they trail 8-5. 17:05 left to play. Curry. Underneath to Santos-Silva. They're swinging around. 3-pointer from the left corner is good from Dariante Jenkins. And he's off to a quick start as Jenkins with 5 points. VCU up by 6 right now, 11-5. 16:35 left to play in the first half. Jasper gets it across the timeline with 2 seconds to spare. And now I'll try to get Charleston into their offense, and VCU doing a nice job of denying Grant Willard the basketball. Willard checks the shot clock. Step back, jumper from the left baseline is good. A tough shot by Grant Willard. And if you're VCU, Danny, you can live with that. That's good defense, just a better shot.
That's exactly right. I mean, you don't play any good. Better offense beats good defense sometimes, and that's what he did.
Jenkins' deep 3-pointer is no good, and then a foul, I believe, is going to go against Santos-Silva as they push Sam Miller in the back. Thought he got away with one, but to no avail. And Charleston with a host of substitutions right now as Jalen Richard and Quan McClooney will check into the lineup for the Cougars. Quan McClooney, 6'5" sophomore out of Gastonia, North Carolina. Also Jalen Richard, the 6'4" sophomore out of Durham, North Carolina. Also in for the Rams, Corey Douglas, the 6'8" redshirt junior out of Louisville, Kentucky. You'll see his first action of the night. 15:55 left to play, first half, and Charleston trails 11-7. Richard, go to Riller, in the corner to McClooney, pull-up jumper, no good, and the rebound grab by Sims. Sims over to Jenkins. Straight around to Sims. Charleston still in a man-to-man. Jenkins. Fakes the 3. Jumper from the free throw line. It's the back iron, no good. Miller grabs the rebound. Miller will bring it into the front court. Here comes the double team. Dribbles around it. Skip pass over to Galloway. Pass open, wide open 3. Trying to put the ball on the floor. This time he'll fire the 3 and it's good. Brevin Galloway, he scored the first 10 points against Richmond on Saturday. And off to a good start again tonight. He's got 6 points. Charleston trails by 1, 11-10, as Curry will fire the 3. No good. Rebound by Richard. Over to Riller. Riller dribbles into the clear along the left sideline. Gets into the paint. And Stark's layup is good. So Grant Miller gives Charleston their first lead of the night. They lead 12-11 with 14:20 left to play in the first half. That's Nashawn Highland, 6'3" freshman out of Delaware. And the 3-pointer from Michael Sims. puts VCU back on top, 14-12 with 14 minutes left to play. First half. Riller running the point guard position. Near the timeline. Galloway over to Miller. And McClooney, who's seen increased action as of late. Miller, he'll fire a deep three that's no good. Rebound grab by Highland. Highland will bring it into the front court. Working against, looks like still a man-to-man by Charleston. Douglas Jr. over to Highland, over to Jenkins. Jenkins, runner in the paint. No good, and Sam Miller grabs the rebound. Miller averaging 6 rebounds a game this season. As Riller drives to the basket, Euro step, forces the shot up, and somehow must fill it into the rim. Last year, Grant Riller had 30 points in 39 minutes against VCU, which was a win for Charleston, 83-79, as the Cougars were able to hold on. Tied at 14. A three-pointer from the right wing is no good. An offensive rebound by the Rams. They'll get another shot at it. Sims badly misses off to the left. Grant Riller will slow it down. Danny, we're still waiting for our 16-minute media timeout. We're going to have back-to-back timeouts.
Yeah, I mean, they're back and forth, back and forth. A lot more scoring and action than you thought from two defensive teams.
Galloway in front of the VCU bench. He'll dump it down to Miller. Miller rips, spins, shot up off the glass. No good. Rebound grab by Sims. This VCU team, very athletic, as you can tell. Always trying to get to the rim, and the runner is good by Darionte Jenkins. The VCU on top, 16-14. 12-10 left to play. First half, Galloway will bring it into the front court to McClooney. Over to Miller, he'll shot up, shot blocked, but goes back to McClooney, and the layup is good. Just a back and forth affair, Danny, both teams. Playing without fouling, and we'll have a turnover as VCU throws out of bounds. And finally, a media timeout. So an exciting first 8 minutes of action. 11:49 left to play here in the first half, and VCU and Charleston tied at 16. VCU tied at 16, 11:49 left to play, first half. Danny, when you look back at that contest last year at the Siegel Center, Charleston able to get the win 83-79 in that game. I mean, it was a back and forth affair. Charleston was led in scoring by Grant Riller, who scored 30 points in the win, while Jarrell Brantley, who now plays for the Utah Jazz, he had 26 points and 17 rebounds. Also in double figures was Zep Jasper, as he had 13 points in that contest. VCU actually had 4 guys in double figures, led by Darionte Jenkins, his 23 points. Santos-Silva had 16, while Vince Williams had 13, and Marcus Evans had 10. So a lot of guys who performed well in last year's contest. Well, in this game tonight, and it seems like both teams are picking up right where they left off.
Yeah, I mean, the percentages are high. You know, VCU 50%, and Charleston shooting 63% to start this game. I mean, both these teams are built on defense, so it's shocking that they come out and play so well offensively, especially at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, you almost wondered, you mentioned it, Danny, this is a pace that Charleston probably does not want to.
No, absolutely.
It's hard to sustain this against a very talented VCU team. Osinachi Smart checks in for the first time tonight, and we'll get it to McClooney. Left elbow, McClooney, turnaround jumper, and it's good. So McClooney with the kiss off the glass makes it 18-16. Charleston on top. The Rams back on attack. Also checking in for VCU is Vince Williams, this 6'6" sophomore out of Toledo, Ohio. Right now, Highland with the basketball over to Santos-Silva. His drive to the basket, up and under move is good. Man, is he a load. Solid basketball player, Santos-Silva, 6'7". Santos-Silva now with 8 points on the night, and a near steal as Charleston catches a break there. Highland thought he had a clean steal, but instead they're going to call the foul on Highland, and we'll have media timeout. So 10:51 left to play, all tied at 18. Quick pace that we have here at TD Arena thus far. All tied at 18, Everett German and Danny Johnson. Here at TD Arena, and Danny, we were talking about it briefly. This is a pace that definitely favors VCU. Charleston, they have athletes, they're athletic, but this VCU team, this is a pace that they're accustomed to playing.
Yeah, you have to know that when you're game planning. You know, you go into it and there's this excitement. You're playing a top 25 team. You want to come out and do your best. Sometimes that's a trap. You know, you can't fall into that. So Charleston has to be careful about dictating the pace they want. As long as they're scoring at this clip, at 63% is high, knowing that's going to drop off later in the game as you fatigue. They have to adjust to that.
So this is a somewhat dangerous time for Charleston. No Grant Riller. However, they do put Zep Jasper back in for him to handle the point guard position as Jasper has it. Right in front of the VCU bench, over to Richard. Richard had the ball knocked out of his hands and stolen by VCU. Curry on the drive to the basket. He'll throw the shot up. It's no good, but Santos-Silva, no. Who's the rebound grab by? Is that Evans? Yeah, it looked like Evans actually took the ball from Santos-Silva. And it went up for the putback attempt and was fouled. And as a result, Evans will now go to the free throw line to shoot two.
Yeah, they're a very aggressive squad. You know, defensively, get to the rim. That's the way they play. They have a very physical style of basketball. Defensively, which leads to these things, and that's exactly that pace. Again, we talked about it. They want to get up and down based on their defense.
And Curry looked like he landed kind of awkwardly on that layup attempt. He's actually being assisted over to the bench. He maybe twisted an ankle. What happened? But fortunately, able to walk off under his own power. So Evans at the free throw line. Free throw is good. Evans, a 72% free throw shooter. So the second attempt is good, and VCU on top by two now. 20-18. Here comes the full court pressure. And he'll get it into Jasper. Jasper, sophomore out of Augusta, Georgia. Underneath to Smart. Smart goes up. Layup is no good, but he's fouled, and Osinachi Smart will now go to the free throw line to shoot two. And talk about an improvement, Danny. The improvement of Osinachi Smart. Smart now in the season, averaging 4 points and 5 rebounds a game. Actually, over the last 5 games, has averaged 6 points and 8 rebounds. He really has elevated his game.
And they needed him to. I mean, he's a guy that they depending on. First, he's a defensive player. Then he rebounds and blocks shots. So anything you get offensively from him, it's just a bonus.
Tonight, the first time in 10 games, Smart not starting, coming off the bench as he calmly sinks both to tie it at 20 all with 10:20 left to play. In the first half is Highland. Had the ball knocked out of his hands, but he gets it back. Picked up by Riller. Dribbles left. Go back over to Williams Jr. No swinging around to Evans. Evans fouled. Yeah, good call. Smart got a little bit too much in the body. And that'll be the third team foul against Charleston. VCU, they've been whistled for 5 as Juan McClooney will take a seat for Charleston and Brevin Galloway will check in. Also, Michon Highland will take a seat. And Isaac Van will check back into the lineup for the Rams. So Evans picked up by Jasper. Over to Van. Just a screen from Santos-Silva. Skip pass in the corner. Three-pointer is good. Marcus Evans buries the three right in front of the Charleston bench. Evans now has 5 points on the night. VCU on top by 3, 23-20. 9:30 left to play first half as Riller will walk it into the front court. Looks over to the side to get a play from Earl Grant. Swinging over to McManus. In the corner, Jasper catch and shoot three. Good. He is so money, Danny, in that catch and shoot three from the corner. And he ties it at 23. That's definitely Jasper's shot. We've seen him. I guarantee he's shooting 80% from the corner.
And you want him to take more of those. You know, sometimes he passes them up.
So Evans fires a three-pointer, and he's fouled by Zep Jasper. You never want to foul a jump shooter, and you never want to foul a three-point
Yeah,
jump
the thing
shooter.
about Evans, he's already shown us he's a savvy guy. Like, if guys are around, he knows how to put his body on body to draw fouls. So once you see him do that, you got to know, watch your hands. He's used to getting you up and under and touching you to get the foul call for him.
Evans makes the first 2 of 3. And Evans perfect 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Puts VCU back on top by 3. 26-23 is the score. 8:55 left to play. First half. Sam Miller at the scorer's table. He'll check in at the next dead ball. Jasper waiting for his teammates to get in place and he'll pass it over to Riller. Riller with 6 points tonight. Gets into the paint. Shot up with the right hand and it's good. So Grant Riller now with 8 points. Cuts the lead down to 1 for VCU. 26-25 as Evans will fire another deep 3. This one's no good. And Smart grabs a rebound. Off to Riller along the left sideline. Riller, stop, pop, pull up. 3 is good, and he's fouled. An opportunity for a 4-point play.
And you wonder why we said at the beginning of the game, why VCU's trying to take the ball out of his hands? You're looking at it. Because with the ball in his hands and no help, you do what you want to offensively.
That's what to that three-pointer. The foul is on Jenkins. That's his first. And so Riller will have an opportunity for a 4-point play. Was Riller the preseason CAA Player of the Year? 21 points in the game. And Riller will complete the 4-point play. So Charleston on top now by 3, 29-26. And a near steal. But Evans fouled as McManus on the loose ball. Tried to come up with this ball from Evans, and Evans able to corral the basketball back. And that's one thing, Danny. Both of these teams are putting so much pressure on the point guards.
Well, him and Evans and Zep Jasper are joking right now, you know, kind of that competitive rivalry between each other. They both know they get after the ball a little bit. He kind of gave him like, good job, man. I was lucky to get that one back. So it's good to know. They know how they're going to be battling each other all night.
Charleston has hit their last 5 field goals from the floor on a 6-0 run. That last foul, by the way, went against Jalen McManus, and that's his second. So he'll take a seat. D'Angelo Epps, the freshman, will check in for the first time tonight as Santos-Silva, left-hander, no good. Rebound by Miller, off to Riller, over to Galloway. Wide open 3, that one rims out. And the rebound grabbed by Vince Williams. And Williams will bring it into the front court himself, all the way to the basket, shot up, and it's blocked by Sam Miller. Outlet to Riller, ahead to Epps. Nothing there, so he'll slow it down. Riller in the paint, spinning, turning, ball goes out of bounds, and a turnover will give it back to VCU. So when we come back, it'll be Ram basketball. 7:33 left to play first half. Charleston on top, 29-26. Fans starting to stretch to kind of get loose. They're thinking they may have to check in at this pace, Danny. 29-26 is the score with 7:33 left to play in the first half. Mike Rhodes, the head coach of the Rams, talking to his squad. You know, when you talk to Earl Grant, the head coach of the Cougars, in the pregame, he said, hey, we do not want to make this a track meet. We've got to slow this down.
Well, what are we looking at? Right
We're
now?
looking at a track meet. I mean, both teams well on their way to having high-scoring nights, just as we saw last year there in Richmond. This VCU basketball team already battle-tested. Wins have come against St. Francis, North Texas. Beat LSU when they were ranked 23rd in the country, 84-82. Will Wade's return back to Richmond. Also beaten Jacksonville State, Florida Gulf Coast, Alabama State. The 2 losses I'm in a Thanksgiving tournament, losing to Purdue by 3 and Tennessee by 3. Also beat Old Dominion and Missouri State, where they forced 26 turnovers and a win on Sunday. So Rams basketball, Santos-Silva. Skip pass over to Van. 10 seconds to shoot. Good ball movement by the Rams as they tried to feed Vince Williams with the ball knocked out of bounds and into the Cougar bench. With 7:08 left to play. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Lob it up to Santos-Silva. Ball knocked out of his hands. Ball's loose and picked up by Grant Riller. So the turnover will go to Santos-Silva. The steal will be credited to Riller. Riller now in the front court. Trying to get a teammate open as Miller will throw it out to Jasper near the timeline. He'll start his drive to the basket. Now he'll retreat. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Sam Miller, he'll fire a three-pointer. Good. Sam Miller coming off a solid shooting performance as well against Richmond. Getting his first start of the night. Puts Charleston on top 32-26 with 6:25 left to play. Van is a walk. Nope, they're going to call a jump ball, and the possession arrow will favor VCU.
You know, right now, Everett, Charleston is matching VCU in deflections and getting turnovers. They're matching their intensity. It's helping them out. They're getting on the offensive end and getting some pretty decent looks because of it.
Sam Miller had 16 points and 6 rebounds in the loss against Richmond on Saturday. It was actually 3 for 6 from behind the arc. So again, the possession arrow, they call it a jump ball. So VCU will keep it as some substitutions. Curry checks back in for the Rams. It's Curry, Jenkins, Santos-Silva. Also on the floor is Michael Sims. For the first time tonight, Jimmy Clark III, who has the basketball on the sideline. Left-hand pass over to Jenkins. A deep NBA three-pointer is no good. And Epps grabs the rebound. And hand it off to Zep Jasper. Jasper over to Riller. Riller tried to get that NBA pump fake in. Good credit to VCU as they did not fall for it. As Miller back to Riller. Three-pointer from the right wing is good. Grant Riller and Mike Rhodes has seen enough. He'll take a 30-second timeout. Charleston on a 12-0 run over the last 2:42. Charleston with a 9-point lead, 35-26.
You know, hey, that's exactly what Charleston, I mean, if they can sustain this offensive pace. We haven't seen this from the Cougars this year because we always asked about the others. Brevin Galloway's contributed. You know, Zep Jasper's contributed. They're getting contributions from everybody. We know what Grant Riller's going to do. You can pretty much pencil that in. But his contributions have been great.
Riller with 15 points already here in the first half. And the latest predictions of next year's NBA draft board, so to speak, Grant was actually ranked 33rd in the country. Young man has a very bright future.
There's no doubt about it. He's going to play for money one day, somewhere.
A lot of money.
That's right.
We have a screen from Santos-Silva as Jasper did not see that one coming. A clean screen set by as Clark will fire three. That one rims out. Rebound grab by Sims. Tie up. Yep. And the possession arrow this time favors Charleston. So right now, all Charleston is the Cougars on a 12-0 run over the last 3 minutes. As Corey Douglas will check back into lineup. He'll give Santos-Silva a blow. And Charleston leading 35-26, 5:41 left to play. We're in the first half. Jasper working against Clark. Jasper still has it. Swinging over to Epps. Over to Riller on the left sideline above the three-point line. Comes a double team. He'll throw underneath to Miller, underneath over to Epps, and he'll go up and he misses the layup. Great passing by Charleston. Epps just not able to finish the play. So missed opportunity by Charleston as Charleston attacked that double team perfectly. But Clark now has it. We'll get the screen from Douglas. He'll throw it back to Sims. Sims over to Jenkins. Jenkins double team. He'll throw it over to his teammate Curry with 6 seconds to shoot. Curry will force it up with the right hand. It's no good. Rebound grab by Jasper. Great defense by Charleston. Riller has it front court. He'll stop, pop, NBA three. This one woefully short as it barely nicked the front iron. That's one of them heat check, Danny.
Yeah, he had to see if he had one more in him. You know, he's not known for his outside shooting, but making him tonight.
So Rams basketball as Curry has it. Top of the key. Over to Sims. He'll fire a three-pointer from the right wing, and it's no good. Ball tipped out right into the hands of Jenkins and back over. Who was that? That looks like it was Sims, and Sims makes it on the second try. And the Cougar lead down to 6, 35-29. 4 minutes left. Crucial time, Danny, because this is where Charleston in the past has some problems closing out halves.
That's right.
Zep Jasper, jumper from the left elbow is good. You have to like his composure, Danny. Really playing under control.
And more aggressive. That's what we've been asking for them to do. More offensively, just a little more.
Jasper now with 5 points. The Rams have it. Shot out with the right hand in the paint is no good by Jenkins. He gets his own offensive rebound. Skip pass over to the top to Curry. He'll drive the left baseline, goes up for the dunk, but he's denied. And they call the foul on Sam Miller. And when we come back, Keyshawn Curry, the high-flying 6'4" sophomore out of Jacksonville, Florida, will be at the free throw line to shoot 2. 3:27 left to play. First half, Charleston 37, VCU 29. Charleston leading VCU 37-29. At one time, VCU, when they made their run to the Final Four, they were in the CAA, and of course they left and went to the A-10. And Charleston at that time, they were in the SoCon conference. Danny, when you played at Charleston, they were in the SoCon, and of course Charleston made their way to the CAA. And the CAA looks completely different these days, but man, it sure would have been nice to be able to play VCU year in and year out. It's a very solid basketball program.
Yeah, the mid-major program seems to be playing musical chairs for a few years there. Like if you did well, you move to another conference, and that just seems to happen. That just seems to be an evolution of basketball. So, yeah, but we're getting a treat tonight, aren't we, though? We get to see 2 very good mid-major programs go at it right here at TD Arena. So what more can you ask for than that as a fan?
Some solid coaches have coached that VCU. Mike Rhodes is just the latest. Think about Shaka Smart.
I think it started with Jeff Capel.
Jeff Capel was one. Curry makes it. Also Tubby Smith. So how about this roster? Mike Rhodes, Shaka Smart, Will Wade now at LSU, Anthony Grant now at Dayton, Jeff Capel at Pittsburgh. As he makes both, Curry makes both free throws. Jamin Christian, he's at George Washington.
Allen Edwards.
Mike Jones at Radford, Tubby Smith, as you mentioned, Mike Morrell at UNC Asheville. So
quite a coaching tree.
It is indeed one of the top mid-major programs in the country. As Galloway splits the double team, they'll get it over to Jasper. Charleston leading 37-31. Clock running, 3:10 showing. Richard over to Smart. Smart takes one dribble out to Richard with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Richard, he'll fire desperation 3, and it's good. That's Jalen Richard's first time scoring in the last 6 games. Douglas runner, no good, but the rebound grab by Sims, shot up with the right hand is good as he goes crashing to the ground. It's 40-33, Charleston on top with 2:35 left to play. Yeah, Jalen Richard really had been in a funk as of late. So to see that three-pointer go down, we'll have a foul in the backcourt as Marcus Evans accidentally rolls up on the back leg of Zep Jasper. Those are the scary plays.
This is the big game about basketball. It jumps out at me. I was about to say he's getting a lot of work bringing the ball up, something he's not comfortable in. Right when I get ready thinking he bounces off his foot. But good for Zep Jasper for being aware as the point guard and being able to pick it up.
Yeah, Rashard is not a point guard. He is as you see Earl Gray's
he's talking to him about it now,
Jasper is a 2-guard, a high flyer, probably the most athletic player on this Charleston roster. But Jasper now will go to the free throw line. Front end of the one-on-one is no good. The rebound grabbed by the Rams. And those are the empty points you hate leaving on the board. You're going to need every point against VCU. So Highland has it, working against Jasper. Over to Jenkins. Jenkins out to Santos-Silva. He'll hand it back off to Jenkins. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Let's look at the movement from this VCU team. As a three-pointer is good by Rashawn Highland. That's just the second made field goal in their last 10 attempts for the Rams, but they're still in the game. Only trailing by 4, 40-36. Riller brings into the front court. We'll wait for Jasper to get into the front court. And Jasper will hold the basketball middle of the floor, near the timeline, in the middle of that Charleston logo. Over to Riller on the left wing. Not a bad person to give the basketball to. Riller back over to Jasper. Catch and shoot three. Desperation. Good. Top of the key. Zeb Jasper buries the three and puts Charleston back on top by 7, 43-36. The runner in the paint is no good by Curry, but he's fouled. And just when you think you can breathe, this VCU team there
right back at you.
On the attack.
Right back at you. They're one pass and attack. So even if you make a shot, you don't get time to celebrate. They get back on defense right away.
Zeb Jasper now with 8 points on the night as the free throw from Curry is no good. Second free throw also falls off as Galloway will grab the rebound. Galloway gives up his dribble. Goes back to Jasper. Charleston on top, 43-36. 1:10 left to play. In the first half, Jasper will hold the basketball near the timeline. Smart over to McClooney. Over to Galloway, he'll fire a three-pointer, and it's no good. It was dead on, but left it short. And a near turnover. But instead, they're going to call a timeout or a foul. They're going to call a jump ball. There's a lot of jump balls here. Both teams so athletic. Both teams so defensive-minded. The possession arrow will favor VCU, so they'll retain possession with 47.2 seconds left. We'll throw it in the backcourt to Highland. Let's pass over to Santos-Silva. We'll have a legal screen, and that'll go against Santos-Silva. That'll be his second foul, and that will quickly get Corey Douglas off the bench for the last 41 seconds in the first half.
And you want to see a solid possession by Charleston right now. This is where you can kind of get a little breathing room going into halftime.
And you want to play like you're down by 3, not up by 7. Jasper, pass it out of the double team over to Galloway. 10 seconds to shoot. Galloway will fire NBA three-pointer and a good. Man, has Brevin Galloway been in the zone. Ever since he started wearing the headband, which was the first time he wore against Richmond, he has been on fire. Charleston up by 10, 46-36, 3 seconds left, ball knocked out of his hands. Highland's desperation jumper at the buzzer is good. And boy, is that a big basket for VCU. The turnaround jumper at the free throw line cuts it to single digits, but what a first half for Charleston as the Cougars on top 46-38. The Cougars red hot from the field, outstanding defense, and that's why they're going into the locker room with the lead. So again, your halftime score, Charleston 46, VCU 38. Halftime show coming up after this. And Mike Rose and Earl Grant giving their final instructions. It'll be Charleston's basketball to start the second half. Wednesday night action, college basketball. I really like to see this rivalry continue. I think the more that Charleston can play these types of games against A-10 foes, that's what gets you ready for the CAA.
Yeah, you hope they could, get these back-to-back series. These are good ones for them to get into to prep for the CAA season. They had a good schedule going forward, some tough games. This is another one right before they roll into conference play.
Charleston will begin the second half with the basketball. It's Jasper over to Riller. Riller gets up his dribble. Over to Miller, back to Riller. Pull-up jumper from the right wing is good. He picks up right where he left off. There's Riller now with 17 points. Puts Charleston back on top by 10, 48-38. Jenkins over to Sims.
We'll have a whistle away from the basketball. I think it was a traveling, I believe, was the call. So the turnover will give it back to Charleston.
We've seen, Danny, the issues for Charleston in the past in these big games like Oklahoma State and Wake Forest and Central Florida is ending the first half not as strong as they would like to, not starting the second half properly, but so far so good for Charleston as they'll go to McManus to start off the second half. Nice move, but the ball knocked out of his hands, and the foul will go. It'll be called against Ariante Jenkins.
Yeah, and he's a guy they want to get involved some type of way. If they can get Jalen McManus on the board, get him involved. He's their starting four, so you want to try to find a way to get him in the flow of the game.
And McManus, one of the two Cougars that played in the first half that didn't score. The other was D'Angelo Epps. Step back jumper from Riller. Hits the front side iron and no good. The rebound grabbed by the Rams. Evans quickly in the front court. The foul as Galloway. Good call. He fell right on the top of Evans in the back of his head. Evans kind of rubbing his head. It's amazing how much contact is always made, and guys just act like.
And they're allowing them to play a little bit. I mean, the referees are giving a little rating out there. They let them go.
Jenkins turns down the three. Ball poked from behind by Galloway. As it went off of a Ram, and the turnover will give it back to Charleston. So the quick hands of Galloway forced the turnover. And Charleston will take over with 18:40 left to play, clock running. And the Cougars up by 10, 48-38. Jasper in the front court with 1 second to spare. Jasper over to McManus. Back to Jasper over to Riller. And Miller over to Galloway with 5 seconds to shoot. He'll fire up a desperation three. It's the front iron. No good ball. Almost tipped in by McManus. Instead, the ball is ran down before going out of bounds by Van. Skip pass over to Jenkins. Jenkins pull-up jumper from the left baseline is no good. Rebound grab by McManus. That's a good look for Jenkins. Shot just didn't fall. Riller in the paint. Driving layup, no good. Put too much spin on that one, and Miller will commit the foul as Santos had possession of the basketball. Miller tried to come up with the rebound, and instead he'll come up with a foul.
And Sam Miller has struggled with fouls on the season sometime, but that's when you live with it. He's trying to be aggressive. He's trying to get offensive rebound. That's what they want him to do.
That's the second foul against Miller, and Santos-Silva will now go one-on-one spin. Reverse layup is no good. So another solid move by Santos-Silva. He's just not able to finish. Santos-Silva, 4 of 7 now from the floor. Riller blows right by Evans. He'll kick it open to Galloway. Galloway, shot blocked by Jenkins. Jenkins comes up the rebound, and the ball's loose on the floor. Galloway will get it and hand off to Riller. Riller, shot up off the glass, misses another layup, putting too much spin on it. And the outlet pass will go to the Rams. Evans in the paint. He'll kick it over to Jenkins. He's wide open, and he'll bury the three. So 2 missed layups by Charleston. Too much spin on the attempts by Riller. 48-41, Charleston on top with 16:55 left to play. Jasper dribbles around the double team. He's in the front court. Over to Galloway. Galloway had a shot, but instead he'll slow it down. As Jasper will set up the offense. Middle of the floor between the circles. Galloway cuffs the basketball. Over to McManus. He'll fire a three. Too strong. Shot it over the rim. Rebound grab by VCU. Left-hand pass over to Jenkins. He'll fire the three, and it's no good. And Santos-Silva just committed his third foul. Mike Rhodes is probably thinking that's one you just can't take a risk on, especially, Danny, when you have 2 fouls.
Yeah, he's so valuable at what they do. He has more moves on the block than anybody in this game. So this is going to be a big loss for VCU. He's the one guy that has that body, that physical presence they're going to miss.
So he'll have to take a seat with 16:26 left to play, and Charleston on top, 48-41. Charleston, they've missed their last 6 field goal attempts. Their scoring drought nears 3.5 minutes. Willer trying to get some space. He'll throw it to McClooney. Goes backdoor, shot up, shot no good, but he's fouled, and the runner from McClooney won't fall, but he'll instead go to the free throw line. He will look for point 5 and 6 on the evening.
And that's all predicated based on Riller's presence. When he has the ball, you can see the defense shift up, dropping it down low to got cutters. That's open because you know VCU, that's the one guy they want to shut down. Other players need to take advantage.
So McClooney rattles in the first. It's Trayvon Reddish, the freshman out of Carrollton, Georgia. He'll check into the lineup. He'll replace Zep Jasper. Reddish, a very promising freshman point guard. McClooney rattles out the second. Rebound grabbed by the Rams. The staff is very high on Reddish. They expect big things from him in the future. A guy that definitely looks to get his teammates involved in the action. So Van has it. He'll drive to the basket. Floaters up. No good. Rebound grabbed by Douglas, and he will lay it in. So Charleston had an opportunity to come up with the rebound. But Corey Douglas able to snatch it and finish the play. Charleston lead down to 6. 49-43. 15:30 left to play as a near turnover as Reddish tried to get it McClooney. And the foul will go against Michael Sims. 15:29 left to play. Charleston 49, VCU 43. Mike Rhodes, the head coach of the VCU Rams, trying to draw up a play to overcome the red-hot shooting College of Charleston Cougar basketball team. The Cougars cooled down quite a bit after shooting 68% in the first half. Charleston just 1 of 7 in the second half. And Danny, you mentioned it, sometimes when you're that hot, the last thing you want to do is go to the locker room.
Yeah, you just kind of want to keep riding that wave. But, you know, also the sign of a good team is taking advantage when you're on top. You could see some infighting going on with VCU with the shots amongst each other, some complaining. A good team tries to jump on that. You know, if you see if you got them down, don't let them off, because a few good shots here and there get some momentum back on.
So Quan McClooney will inbound the basketball to our left on the left sideline. Charleston will have McClooney, Miller, Riller, Reddish, and McManus on the floor. Curry, Evans, also Douglas, Van on the floor for the Rams. As Riller has it in his deep left corner in front of his bench. He'll dribble out into the clear. Over to Reddish. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Reddish, 7 seconds. Reddish lost the ball. McClooney gets it. He'll fire it up. Desperation three. It's no good off the iron. The ball tipped by Miller. Right to Reddish. Reddish shot up in the paint, and it is good. So the freshman, Trayvon Reddish, in the right place at the right time, comes up with the offensive rebound. The putback is good, and back the other way is VCU fire a quick three. Three by Sims. It's no good. Sam Miller with the rebound. They'll throw it to McManus. He'll push everybody away. McManus spin, turnaround jumper, no good. The rebound grabbed by Curry. Heads a Van along the right sideline. Dribble to the middle of the floor. He'll stop, he'll pop, he'll fire a three, and it's good. Isaac Van buries the three. The lead now down to 6, 51-45. Charleston still on top. 14-15 left to play. Reddish trapped in the backcourt. He'll call a timeout. 30-second timeout will be called by the head coach, Earl Grant. And you know, Danny, when you're facing that pressure, the last place you want to catch.
Yeah, you're getting that caddy corner. You know, and that's the deal. You got to do that. You know, you got to be aware.
So it's actually a full timeout, so we'll take a full timeout as well. 14-11 left to play. Charleston 51, VCU 45. Charleston trying to flex their muscles as they lead 51-45. 14-11 left to play. A lot of little kids liking what they've seen thus far, Danny. Charleston playing some of their best basketball we've seen thus far, and they need it against a top 25 team, that being the VCU Rams here at TD Arena.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great game, but, you know, right now Charleston has to get back into that flow. You feel that offense sort of getting stagnated a little bit. VCU's defense causing them trouble, so they got to find that rhythm again. And again, look for maybe Zach Jasper to get back in. You want to get Reddish minutes, but in a game like this, you want to have your elder statesman on the floor.
Charleston is 6-24 all time when playing top 25 nationally ranked opponents. Those 6 victories, 3 have come against top 10 competition, including obviously third-ranked North Carolina, 66-64 back December the 5th, 1998. I think I know the guy that hit that winning shot in that game.
Who's that guy?
That would have happened to be Mr. Danny Johnson. Charleston breaks the press. McManus in the front court. He'll throw it back to Riller. Riller fakes the three. Pull-up jumper from the right wing is no good. He almost wish he would have taken the first jumper instead of that one, don't you, Danny?
Yeah, I mean, if you're 2-on-1 against a team like VCU, that's as good as it gets. I mean, I know they don't want to run up and down, but you got to be opportunistic. You know, if it's there 2-on-1, you got to force the action a little bit.
That'll be the third foul for McManus. As Cooney Galloway will check back into lineup for McManus. And the last time Charleston defeated a top 25 team, it was against Baylor back on November 24th, 2012 in Waco, Texas. Baylor was ranked 21st in the country, and Charleston won 63-59. So the Rams trying to cut into this 6-point deficit. This Van will take it top of the key. Over to Curry. Curry drives straight to the basket. The layup is good. 51-47. Charleston lead down to 4. McCooney has it. He'll drive straight to the basket. Over to Smart. Smart will take his time and slow it down. Probably a wise decision. He's too far away from the basket. McCooney over to Jasper. Charleston desperately needs a basket here. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Jasper gets the screen from Smart. Jasper 5-4. Over to Riller. He'll step into a three-pointer, and it's no good. Right now, Charleston's selling for the jump shot in a wide open Van, and he will slam it home with 2 hands. And then a technical foul as Van, I guess they're going to say he did a chin up on that dunk. And the technical foul will allow Charleston to get 1 free throw attempt. So a tough break. Mike Rhodes understands, yeah, in that situation you can't do a chin up. And that's what he did, kind of pulled himself up there.
He didn't argue. He turned to the bench and he put his hand on his chest and said, my fault. He realized there was no argument there. But for Charleston, they need to find a way to break this rhythm. You can feel that momentum starting to shift. Hopefully this free throw possession can get them back in some type of rhythm.
Well, what's happening? It seems like Charleston's getting deep in the shot clock.
Way
and
too
then
deep.
Just settling for long
Way
three
too
pointers.
deep, and that's not what they do. They were better when they were attacking, opportunistic. If it's not there, then pull it out. Right now, they're not even looking to do it. They're just pulling it out deep in the shot clock. Poor shot.
You know, you understand not wanting to make this a track meet, but
Right.
also you can't lose your aggressiveness.
2-on-1s, 3-on-1s. This is Division I basketball. You got to be able to convert at a high rate when you're Division I guy.
So Earl Grant telling his player Brevin Galloway, he can run the baseline. Galloway gets it to Jasper. Comes a double team. Back to Galloway. Back to Jasper. Over to Riller. He'll bring it into the front court. One thing VCU has done, they've definitely gotten Charleston out of rhythm on offense. VCU has outscored Charleston 11-6 here in the second half. Riller over to McClooney. He'll fire a three-pointer. That one's short. Probably not the shot that Earl Grant wants. As Evans, he'll fire a three-pointer for the tie, and he hits it. All tied at 52. And a steal on the inbounds, and a layup, and VCU has the lead. And Earl Grant not calling a timeout.
I'm a little surprised by that right now because Charleston is just not finding anything they want.
And the VCU fans now starting to get into it. And another turnover as Grant Riller steps on the sideline, and Earl Grant, one of these waiting for the media timeout, 12:04 left.
You got to think that's what he's thinking right now. But if VCU scores on this possession, they're going to need to do something to stop this run. I mean, right now, VCU just having their way both sides of the ball.
The Rams on an 11-1 run over the last 2-18 to take the lead. Evans, middle of the floor. Over to Curry. Curry works around the screen. Over to Williams. Evans out of control, threw it away, and the steal by Galloway. Galloway in the front court, he'll fire a three-pointer, and it's good. What a big shot by Brevin Galloway. A risky shot, high risk, high reward, and Galloway puts Charleston back on top 55-54 with 11:35, and here comes the Charleston faithful. Man, shot up off the glass, and it's good. The drive to the paint and the kiss off the glass, man, puts the Rams back on top 56-55. Galloway almost got off of the offensive foul. And that pressure starting to take its toll on Charleston. Jasper. The pass stolen. And then fouled as the defensive pressure by Vince Williams forces a turnover. We'll have a stoppage of play with 10:53 left to play. VCU on top by 1, 56-55. Earl Grant trying to draw up some plays to counter this onslaught by VCU. The Rams have worked their way back into the lead, 56-55. And Danny, we knew that you couldn't expect to shoot 68% again in the second half. Charleston now shooting 21% thus far. The Cougars 3 of 14 from the floor, and it's caught up. Meanwhile, VCU, they've caught fire in the second half. They're shooting 62%, 8 for 13, and that's why they have a 1-point lead.
Yeah, you didn't want to speak it into existence, but we've been in these games long enough to know how this goes. I mean, you knew they were going to get their legs under them. You knew they were going to make a run at some point. Now, this is a sign of a good team. Can Charleston regroup, come out of this timeout, get back to doing the things that got them the lead in the first half, and handle business?
VCU shooting 49% for the game. Charleston still shooting 51% because of that red-hot first half. So Ram basketball. Charleston still in the man-to-man. Curry shot blocked by McClooney, but it goes right out to Highland. Highland drives to the basket, and he'll kick it over to Jenkins. The three-pointer rims out, no good. Sam Miller will grab the rebound. Off to Riller. Riller in the front court. Jasper will back it away. 10:20 left to play. Charleston trailing by 1, 56-55. McClooney, he'll fire up another three-pointer, and it's no good. Rebound by VCU. Highland over to Jenkins. He'll drive to the basket, and he'll lay it in with the left hand. Jenkins now with 12 points, extends the Ram lead to 3, 58-55. Galloway has it along the right sideline. He'll drive the right baseline. Shot up with the right hand, no good. Ball tipped and right into the hands of Jenkins of VCU. Here come the Rams. Highland, he'll step into a three-pointer and it rattles out, no good. That ball was halfway down. Charleston catches a break. Miller with the rebound ahead to Riller. Riller ahead to Galloway. Thought about the three, but instead he'll throw it out to Miller. Miller will put it on the floor and they'll call a foul. Foul will go against Douglas.
And again, you're concerned about these possessions for Charleston. You know, Sam Miller driving from the top of the key is not what you're looking for. You're hoping that Grant Riller, you know that he's bubbling, has another one of those explosions that they're looking for.
So Jalen McManus will check back into the lineup for the Cougars. Still scoreless today. Riller underneath, shot up, shot blocked. It's no offensive rebound, shot up again, blocked out of bounds, and it'll stay Charleston's basketball. Charleston has got to get something from Jalen McManus tonight.
Yeah, I mean, just on call, Grant's going to start to pick it up. He can realize his team is folding a little bit, and they're going to lean on him. He understands that's his job. As the best player on the team, offensively, he's going to look to force his will.
11 seconds left on the shot clock. Miller has it. Over to McManus. Over to Riller. Riller drives right baseline. He'll go up and he'll swat up for the one-hand slam, but he missed it. But the ball goes straight to Zep Jasper. He misses the three-pointer and the rebound grab by Santos-Silva. That would have been an ESPN top 10 play had he been able to convert that one-hand slam. Williams, he'll drive to the basket, shot up, no good, but Santos-Silva there with the offensive rebound, and the putback is good. And now that lead up to 5, 60-55 with 8:45 left to play. Jasper trapped in the backcourt. Over to McManus. McManus back to Riller. He's got to get it in the front court quickly. Galloway has it. Galloway over to Miller, and the ball stolen as he tried to pass it to Miller. And VCU playing their game ahead to Santos-Silva, and he'll lay it in. And Earl Grant has seen enough. He'll take a timeout, and the VCU Rams now all of a sudden playing VCU basketball as they're running, they're jumping, they're pressing, they're getting easy layups, and that's why they're up by 7. 62-55 is the Rams on a 13-3 run over the last 4 minutes. We'll take a break. VCU 62-55. Dance team at the College of Charleston trying to provide some entertainment. Charleston led at the half, 46-38, and right now it's VCU. They've outscored Charleston by 15 in the second half, 24-9. And that's why the Rams are up by 7, 62-55. Charleston really not turning the basketball over, Danny. They had 5 in the first half. They have 9 thus far, but shots just aren't falling like they were in the second half.
Well, essentially a bad shot is a turnover. That's the one thing about basketball savants. They know that if it's a bad shot, it's just as good. So right now, the quality of shots that Charleston is getting essentially equates to a turnover. As guys taking shots and making plays, they don't, and VCU has taken advantage of that.
So Jalen Richard will check into the lineup. For Charleston. Jasper gets into the front court. I'd like to see Charleston get something, driving to the basket if they can, instead of settling for a three-pointer. Galloway, he'll fire a three-pointer, was fouled, no call. Ball tipped out and grabbed by Curry. He definitely was hit on the hand, but no call. And the Rams are back on the attack. Highland, throw it back to Sims. In the corner to Curry. Santos-Silva now has it, working against Miller one-on-one. And that same up and under move has worked repeatedly tonight as he able to finish it at the rim. 64-55 now. Santos-Silva with 14 points. Charleston 0 for their last 6 and have not scored a point in the last almost 5 minutes of action. Jasper over to Galloway. Galloway back to Miller. Let's swing it over to Jasper. He'll catch and shoot, fire 3, no good off the back iron. Rebound grab by Curry, and right now Charleston just having to settle for long three-pointers. Highland Walks it front court. He'll back it away with 7 minutes left to play, clock running. Jenkins, VCU has a mismatch. They're trying to get it to Santos-Silva. Shot up, it's no good. Santos-Silva tried to tip it in, but couldn't do it. Rebound grabbed by Miller. They'll hand it off to Jasper. They'll lob it up for Richard, and he can't complete the alley-oop, and that's not the play you need when you're down by 9. Jenkins, he'll bring it to the front court, Euro step. Shot up with the right hand, and it's good. 66-55, VCU up by 11, 6:35 left to play. Galloway in the front court. It almost appears, unless something happens to him, like Charleston's just kind of run out of gas.
And I think the hope is to get Riller some rest. He's getting ready to check back in the game and hope that he can kind of get this offense going.
Miller, he'll fire a three-pointer, and it's
Big
good.
shot.
Big shot as he'll snap.
Big shot.
That 12-0 run. Both teams had 12-0 runs. Charleston's came in the first half. VCU's came in the second half, and the lead now down to 8. 66-58 with 5:55 left to play. Clock running. Grant Miller at the scores table, set to check in. Sims working against that zone. Floater in the paint is no good off the back iron, and the rebound grabbed by Miller. Off to Zep Jasper. Jasper along the left sideline. Right in front of Earl, Grant, and Charleston bench. Jasper still has it. We'll go back door to Miller. Miller ran him over, charge. Yep, good call. It's out of control. A good job by Michael Sims, knowing where Sam Miller wanted to go. So Brevin Galloway's going to check out. He'll get a blow for the stretch run. D'Angelo F. is going to check in. He'll replace Jalen McManus. Also, Grant Riller back on the floor for Earl Grant and the Cougars. 66-58. VCU with the lead and the basketball. 5:25 left to play. Evans handling the point guard duties. Working against Jasper. Charleston back in the man-to-man. He's trying to mix the defense up. They'll throw it down to Santos-Silva. Running hook is good. Santos-Silva with the hook over the right shoulder with the left hand. Puts VCU on top by 10, 68-58. 5 minutes left to play. The near steal in the backcourt as Jasper has it. He'll throw it over to Riller. Riller's got to get in the front court. 3 seconds. Ball stolen. And a layup by Jenkins. 12-point lead for VCU, 70-58. And Charleston is falling apart. As X has it, back to Richard. Richard will speed into the front court. Ball goes out of bounds. And it'll be Charleston's basketball when we come back. 4:38 left to play. VCU 70, Charleston 58. The VCU Ram Nation starting to make some noise. They've seen the Rams roar back from an 8-point deficit at the half, 46-38. We talked about it, Danny, that turnaround jumper from the free throw line right before the half. Kind of was like the spark that VCU needed.
Yeah, and the fact that they shot 40% and Charleston shooting 70, but in the game, I mean, those things catch up to you at some point. But there's plenty of time in this game. Charleston can regroup right here, cut this thing to 6. They'll be back in it.
Jasper, lob it over to Miller. Hand it off to Riller. Here comes a double team. Miller still has it. Gets into the paint, spinning, turning, forces a shot up. It's no good, but he's fouled. And Grant Riller will go to the free throw line, looking for point 19 and 20 if he can connect.
Yeah, and we've seen Grant play enough to know this. You know, he's only going to watch this so long. In his mind, he feels like his next 4.5 minutes, a lot of the offense is going to fall to him. Hopefully the others can play around him.
Riller makes the free throw. Of course, Riller, a preseason Luke Olson Award and Lou Henson Award watch list candidate. He's one of the top 5 active career score leaders in the nation as he misses the second free throw. 11-point deficit for Charleston, 70-59. 4:14 left to play as Evans working against Riller. Underneath the Santos-Silva, and he missed the layup. Rebound grab by Galloway. Galloway will bring it into the front court himself. An easy two for
Charleston got a
Santos-Silva.
break right there. They need to take advantage.
He was surprised at just how wide open he was. Riller working against Evans. Over to Sam Miller. He'll drive the left baseline. He'll go up. Reverse layup is no good. The rebound grab by Santos-Silva. A missed opportunity by Charleston. Evans bumped. He'll throw it in the corner. Over to Williams. He'll go up. Shot up the left hand. No good. Santos-Silva gets the offensive rebound. His putback attempt is no good. And Sam Miller grabs the rebound. Ahead to Riller. Riller in the front court. Work one-on-one against Van with 3:20 left to play. Riller in the paint. Not before being fouled on the floor. That'll be the 7th team foul. When we come back from our final media timeout, Grant Riller will be at the free throw line to shoot 1 plus the bonus. Do the Cougars have one final push left in them? 3:21 left to play. Rams 70, Cougars 59. 3:21 left to play. And the Rams have come roaring back. Charleston was in control, but you kind of knew the tempo definitely favored VCU, and it seems as if the Rams got stronger, faster, quicker as the game went on, and they were able to overcome the Cougars after trailing by 8 at the half, and now up by 11 with 3:21 left to play. And obviously Charleston's going to have to get some stops. It all starts with making these free throws, as Grant Riller will be at the free throw line. And they're going to need some help from VCU.
Yeah, I mean, you know, here's the thing. There's 3.5 minutes left in the game, roughly, you know. So he makes these free throws. You got a 9-point game. That's a lot of time in basketball. So at this point, Charleston has to get back in active hands, getting deflections, getting some possessions, and then capitalize them. VCU tried to let him in on it. They missed a couple layups down the stretch. They're getting tired too. So when that happens, Charleston definitely has to capitalize. If they can't do that, it's going to be tough.
Grant Riller will be at the free throw line to shoot 1 plus the bonus. First free throw is good by Riller. That will give him 20 points on the night. That's a game-high 20. Charleston is just one of their last 9 from the floor. Riller rattles in the second. Single digits, 70-61. Charleston picking up a little full court pressure themselves. Evans with a Van, double team. Trapped, and a foul is going to go against Jasper. Nope, they're going to call it against Brevin Galloway. That'll be the 6th team foul against Charleston. The Rams shot clock was actually reset to 20 seconds. Evans will have it top of the key. Go back to Williams Jr. Van has it with 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Jenkins over to Evans. 5 seconds. Does he recognize? Over to Jenkins. Deep NBA three-pointer. Bank shots no good. Ball knocked out of Riller's hand, but he'll get it back. Riller over to Galloway. Stop. Pop. 3. Good.
Needed that.
Lead now down to 6 for VCU. 70-64. 2:35 left. Can the Cougars muster a comeback? And there's a steal as Miller over to Galloway. Will hand it off to Grant Riller. Riller on the left wing gets into the paint. Shot up off the glass. It's no good, but they're going to call an offensive foul against Grant Riller. And that really is, Danny, kind of the lost art in college basketball, is coming to a jump stop and not committing the fouls. We see the three-pointer here by Brevin Galloway. Able to step right into it and knock it down. So still a 6-point deficit for Charleston.
2-possession game, plenty of time.
Jenkins in the front court over to Williams. Williams, 10 seconds to shoot. Evans, 5 seconds, spins, top of the key, Evans. And the pump fake And Zep Jasper fell for the pump fake from Evans, a veteran move, and Evans will go to the free throw line to shoot three.
You
Danny,
can't bring your arms down. You just gotta just keep him up and make him make that shot.
2 seconds left on the shot clock. A tough break for Charleston. Take a look at the replay here.
It's a tough. Once you reach in, that's it. Like once you do that, you've committed.
And Jasper, that's a situation
You just let him go.
Yeah, if he
Let
makes
him
the
go.
shot,
He makes it.
exactly. So Evans will go to the free throw line. First free throw is good. Evans now has 12 points on the night.
And that's not a bad call. You know what I mean? When you look at that, we've seen that over and over, especially in the replay. That's the right call. You just can't give the referee opportunity to call it.
And as you mentioned, Danny, that's a veteran move. He's a redshirt senior, Chesapeake, Virginia. Been there, done that. He's played a lot of basketball for Mike Rhodes and the VCU Rams. And he just calmly knocked down all 3 free throws. So what could have been potentially a 3-point game now is a 9-point game. VCU leads 73-64 with 1:50 left to play. Driller calls for play 5. Middle of the floor. Look at the screen from McMahon, a moving screen.
Yes,
Yep,
it is.
a good call.
That is a good call.
McManus set the screen on the left. Driller went left. Because of that, that'll be McManus's 4th. I think Mike Rhodes wants to take a timeout. Just a tough night for Jalen McManus. Has 0 points at this point. Has 1 rebound. Has played 20 minutes. Take a look at the replay here.
And it's clean.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
He was trying to get on the right side to set the screen. And in that situation, you set the back screen and let Grant go.
And part of that comes down to the guard, too. Grant has to give him time to set, wait, and then make his move. So there's 2 people wrong in that. Jalen took the wrong angle to take when you get on that side. Grant moved a little early. That's where you get a bad call against you, lose the possession.
Well officiated game tonight. Bill Covington Jr., Ray Natilli, and Justin Porterfield on the call. So Jenkins is going to inbound it right in front of the Charleston bench. Get it into Evans. He was trying to double team in the backcourt. Evans, double teamed. Over to Williams. He'll give it back to Evans. In the front court with 2 seconds to spare.
Charleston's got to think about fouling right now. You can't let the shot clock get too deep.
Too late now.
Yeah, now you got to play it out.
So Evans near the timeline. Evans, jumper from the right wing, up iron, no good, ball tip, and that's going to go on Santos-Silva. If I'm not mistaken, that will be his 4th. More importantly for Charleston, it will allow them to potentially score
without the clock moving. Yeah, I mean, that's just VCU has given them opportunities to get back in this game. They've missed some layups. They've made some mistakes. Now, Galloway has to go up to the line and sing too.
So Galloway will go to the line for 1 and 1, just the 8th team foul against VCU. Galloway with 15 points tonight. One of the 2 Cougars in double figures. Free throw up, and it rattles out, no good. And now you're right. Charleston's got to think about fouling.
They got to foul now.
Down
like
by
now.
9.
Now.
Charleston appears just to play straight up defense.
Yeah. I think they've conceded.
Santos-Silva spins, turns, shot up, and it's no good. Sam Miller grabs the rebound. He'll hand it off to Grant Riller. Riller will jog into the front court. Double team, Miller. We'll throw it back to Miller. Ball taken out of his hand, stolen. And Evans is going to be on a breakaway, and he will lay it in. Sam Miller didn't see Evans coming from behind him. That should just about do it. 75-64, VCU with the lead as Riller drives to the basket. Shot up, wild shot. And he's knocked to the ground by Van, and Riller will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
You know, I felt a few possessions back. I think if you look at score and time, you want to take the foul. I mean, at some point, You got to get the ball back. You can't let 24 seconds elapse.
So Grant Riller will be to the free throw line to shoot 2. Free throw from Riller is good. It's just that stretch by Charleston that they couldn't quite overcome. And give credit to VCU as Riller makes both free throws. VCU never gave up, never panicked, continued doing what they do best, and it seems like they just knew that eventually they would wear Charleston down, and that's what they did. So Williams Jr. working against Epps. 5-second differential on the offensive foul as D'Angelo Epps, the freshman, takes the charge against Williams Jr. So 24.8 seconds left. 75-66. So VCU with the win, they'll improve to 9-2. Charleston will fall under 500, 5-6. As Jasper drives to the basket, shot up off the glass, it's good. 17 seconds left, 75-68. Lob it up to Santos-Silva. Santos-Silva nearly had it stolen. Instead, a foul will be called. That foul will go against Zep Jasper, and that'll be his 4th. You know, once again, a valiant effort by Charleston, just going to come up short. And you have to hope, Danny, that these situations will get them prepared for CAA play. Came out earlier today. In terms of strength of schedule, Charleston right now had the 51st, as the free throw from Santos-Silva is no good, had the 51st strongest schedule, having played 7 of the top 150 teams on 8 occasions this season. Of course, played Central Florida twice. Santos-Silva makes a second. Douglas will check back in for the final 14.1 seconds. Galloway inbounded to Riller. Riller will bring it into the front court. Riller, he'll pull up, he'll fire a 3, and it's good. 7.2 seconds left. Get it into Douglas. Douglas over the band. And they'll foul. No, they're going to let Williams dribble it out. Yep, and that'll be it. So the final score, it's VCU 76, Charleston 71. Another solid performance by the Cougars, but they'll come up short. VCU again will improve to 9-2 on the season, while Charleston will fall to 5-6.